If you're over 60, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen carefully. Because there's one daily mistake you're probably making right now that could be silently destroying your heart and your brain without you even knowing it. Doctors don't talk about it enough. Families overlook it. And by the time the warning signs appear, the damage is often permanent. Every single day, thousands of people over 60 collapse from sudden heart attacks or strokes. Many of them seem perfectly fine just hours earlier. They weren't in pain. They weren't complaining. But deep inside, their body was like a ticking time bomb, waiting to go off. And here's the scary part. This silent killer isn't always high blood pressure, or smoking, or diabetes. It's something far more common, something that hides in your everyday routine, something you probably did this morning without even thinking twice. Think about that for a second. A habit so ordinary, so routine, that you never imagined it could slowly poison your heart, clog your arteries, and even rob your brain of oxygen. I'm talking about a mistake that slowly narrows your blood vessels, starves your brain of nutrients, and weakens your heart muscle. Day after day, it chips away at your health until one day it strikes without warning. Statistics reveal that nearly 80% of strokes and heart attacks in people over 60 could have been prevented if this single mistake was corrected earlier. Just imagine, 8 out of 10 lives could have been saved. Husbands, wives, grandparents, gone too soon, all because nobody told them the truth about this hidden danger. Let me make it even clearer. Picture your heart as the engine of your body and your brain as the control tower. Both depend on healthy, steady blood flow to keep you alive, sharp, and full of energy. But when this silent mistake creeps into your daily routine, it's like pouring sand into the fuel lines. The engine still runs, but slower, weaker, until one day it stalls completely. And here's the cruel trick. It doesn't scream for help. It whispers. A little fatigue here, a bit of brain fog there, maybe some dizziness or shortness of breath that you brush off as just getting older. But in reality, these are red flashing warning lights telling you something dangerous is happening inside your body. Now I want you to pause and think. Could this be happening to you right now? Or maybe to your mom, your dad, your spouse, your best friend? Because the truth is, the silent killer I'm talking about is closer than you think. And if you're over 60, chances are you've already made this mistake today. But don't panic, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what this mistake is, how it slowly destroys your heart and brain, and most importantly, the simple daily fix that could protect you for years to come. Stay with me, because your life, or the life of someone you love, may depend on what I'm about to share. Now let's pull back the curtain and look inside your body to see exactly how this one mistake destroys your heart and brain, step by step. Every time you make this mistake, here's what happens. Your blood thickens, your arteries stiffen, and your heart has to pump harder than it should. Over time, the lining of your arteries, the endothelium, begins to tear, almost like tiny cracks forming on the inside of a pipe. Once those cracks appear, fatty deposits, cholesterol, and even calcium start sticking to the artery walls. Slowly, silently, your blood vessels get narrower and narrower. The flow of oxygen-rich blood to your heart and brain becomes weaker, like turning down the pressure on a water hose. Now imagine your brain cells, billions of them, begging for oxygen and nutrients. They can't store energy like your muscles do. The moment the supply slows down, your brain starts struggling. At first, you don't notice much. Maybe you feel a little more tired, a little more forgetful, a little slower to process information. You brush it off as normal aging. But inside, your neurons are suffocating. Each day, more brain cells are damaged. Over time, this leads to memory loss, brain fog, and confusion. In severe cases, it opens the door to Alzheimer's and dementia. Meanwhile, your heart is also paying the price. Because when your arteries are clogged, your heart muscle isn't getting enough oxygen either. So it beats harder, it strains itself, it grows weaker and weaker until one day it can't keep up. That's when you see sudden heart failure, angina, or a deadly heart attack. And here's the scariest part. You don't feel it until it's too late. You can be walking around, smiling, laughing, even feeling healthy. all while this silent process is eating away at your most vital organs. Think of it like rust on a bridge. From the outside, the bridge looks strong, but inside the steel beams are crumbling, and one day under pressure, the whole thing collapses. That's exactly what happens inside your arteries when this daily mistake continues unchecked. Now let me give you some real-life examples of how this feels. You wake up in the morning, but instead of feeling refreshed, you're exhausted. You climb a few stairs and suddenly your chest feels heavy or you're short of breath. You sit down to read, but the words blur because your brain can't stay focused. You walk into a room and forget why you went there. These aren't just signs of aging. They're red alarms that your brain and heart are being starved. Here's another shocking truth. Every single time your brain is deprived of oxygen, even for just a few seconds, brain cells die. They don't come back. The more this happens, the more you lose memory, focus, and independence. That's why strokes are so devastating. They rob people of speech, movement, even identity. And the mistake we're talking about sets the stage for that disaster. And the danger doesn't stop there. This mistake doesn't just harden arteries, it also triggers chronic inflammation. Imagine your body constantly on fire, fighting itself from the inside out. That inflammation further damages blood vessels, weakens your immune system, and accelerates aging. It's a vicious cycle. One mistake leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to artery damage. Artery damage leads to restricted blood flow. And restricted blood flow slowly strangles your heart and brain. Let's be honest, if this process happened overnight, you'd notice it immediately and rush to a doctor. But because it happens so slowly, so quietly, you ignore it. Days turn into months. Months turn into years. Until finally, collapse. A heart attack that feels like an elephant sitting on your chest. A stroke that leaves half your body paralyzed. Or worse, instant death. And yet most people don't realize they're making this mistake every single morning, every single night. It's built into their routine. That's why it's called a silent killer. So here's the truth you need to take in. This isn't just about living longer. This is about living sharper, stronger, and more independent. Because once your brain starts slipping, once your heart starts failing, you don't just lose years off your life. You lose your freedom, you lose yourself. But here's the good news, you are not powerless. In fact, correcting this mistake is simpler than you think. In the next section, I'll show you the signs your body's already sending and how to tell if you're at risk right now. And then, I'll reveal the simple daily fix that can protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and keep you strong well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Now I want you to pay very close attention, because the truth is, your body's already sending you warning signs, subtle, quiet cries for help. The problem? Most people ignore them until it's too late. If you've noticed even one of these signs in yourself or someone you love, your heart and brain may already be under attack. And if you keep brushing them off, you could be facing a life-changing event in the next 6 to 12 months. Let's break them down. Warning, sign number 1, constant fatigue and low energy. Do you feel tired all the time, even after a full night's sleep? Do you find yourself sitting down more, skipping activities you once enjoyed, or needing more naps during the day? That's not just getting older. That's your heart struggling. When your arteries are blocked and blood flow is weak, your muscles, brain, and organs aren't getting enough oxygen, so you feel drained, heavy, like you're walking through quicksand. Imagine your heart working overtime, pumping harder and harder, but still not delivering enough fuel. Fatigue is not laziness. It's a desperate warning that your energy system is failing. Warning, sign number 2, brain fog and memory lapses. You walk into a room and forget why you went there. You misplace your keys more often. You start forgetting conversations or names you used to recall instantly. This isn't just harmless forgetfulness. It's a red flag that your brain is being starved. Without steady oxygen and nutrients, neurons weaken. Communication between brain cells slows. The tragedy, many people call this senior moments or joke about it, but it's no joke. This could be the first step toward cognitive decline, dementia, or Alzheimer's. And the longer the mistake continues, the worse the damage becomes. Warning, sign number 3, dizziness or shortness of breath. Do you ever stand up and feel lightheaded, like the room is spinning? Or do you climb a set of stairs and suddenly find yourself breathless, chest heavy, or dizzy? That's your body screaming, "I'm not getting enough blood to the brain. I'm not getting enough oxygen to the lungs." Your heart and lungs are partners. When one suffers, the other follows. Shortness of breath and dizziness are early signals that your circulation is in crisis. Ignore them, and you may collapse without warning. Warning, sign number 4, chest tightness or pressure. This one terrifies doctors because it's often shrugged off. People say, "Oh, it's just indigestion," or "I probably strained a muscle." But pressure, heaviness, or squeezing in your chest, especially during activity, is a flashing red alarm. That's your heart begging for oxygen. That's blocked blood flow, plain and simple. And if left unchecked, this sign can turn into a massive heart attack within months. Warning, sign number 5, numbness, tingling, or weakness in the body. Do your hands or feet ever go numb or tingle for no reason? Have you felt sudden weakness in one side of your body? These are not random. They're signs that blood flow to the nerves, or even to the brain itself, is being disrupted. This is how strokes announce themselves before striking full force. Ignore this, and you're playing Russian roulette with your health. Now let me be very clear. If you or someone you love is showing even one of these signs, your heart and brain may already be in danger. These are not just inconveniences of aging. These are the whispers before the storm. And here's the part that should shake you. Research shows that more than half of people who suffer a stroke or heart attack notice these warning signs in the months leading up to it. They felt the fatigue, they noticed the memory slips, they experienced the chest pressure or the dizziness, but they brushed it off, they waited. They told themselves it was nothing. Then suddenly everything changed. A stroke that leaves someone unable to speak or walk, a heart attack that takes a life in seconds, a collapse that steals independence forever. I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want you to ignore these red alarms, because every single one of these signs is your body fighting for your attention. Your heart and brain are crying out, "Help me before it's too late." But here's the hope, the good news you need to hear. You are not powerless. This doesn't have to end in tragedy, because the very same mistake that causes all this damage, it can be corrected. The process can be slowed, even reversed with one simple daily fix. Imagine this. Instead of fatigue, you wake up with energy. Instead of brain fog, you have sharp focus and memory. Instead of shortness of breath, you breathe deeply and freely. Instead of chest pressure, your heart beats strong and steady. That is possible, and it starts with changing one daily habit that most people overlook. So don't go anywhere, because next I'll reveal the exact mistake, the science behind why it's killing millions silently, and the daily solution that can protect you and your loved ones starting today. Now that you know the danger signs, let's talk about the solution. The one daily fix that could save your heart, protect your brain, and add years of strength and clarity to your life. The truth is, you don't need expensive treatments. You don't need fancy pills. You don't need to spend thousands on hospital bills. What you need is one small, consistent habit that most people overlook every single day. So what is it? It's simple. Hydration and circulation. That's right. The silent killer we've been talking about often begins with chronic dehydration and lack of blood flow. When you don't drink enough water, your blood thickens like syrup. Thick blood moves slower, strains your heart, and delivers less oxygen to your brain. Pair that with sitting too long, barely moving, and suddenly you have the perfect storm. Sluggish circulation, starved organs, and higher risk of stroke and heart attack. But here's the miracle. When you hydrate and keep your blood moving daily, your body begins to reset. Your arteries stay flexible, your heart pumps easier, your brain gets a fresh flood of oxygen and nutrients. Memory sharpens, energy returns, life feels lighter. So here's your life-saving daily fix. Drink water first thing in the morning. Before coffee, before tea, before anything, your brain and heart need hydration after 6 to 8 hours of sleep. 1 or 2 glasses of water can thin your blood and restart circulation. Move every hour. Stand up, stretch, walk. Even a few minutes of movement keeps blood flowing and prevents clots from forming in your legs. Add circulation foods. Leafy greens, berries, garlic, and omega-rich foods like salmon keep arteries open and reduce inflammation. Protect your sleep. Deep sleep allows your brain to flush out toxins. Without it, memory loss accelerates. Cut the hidden enemy. Too much sugar, processed foods, and soda are silent weapons against your arteries. Reducing them instantly lowers risk. That's it. No complicated program. No extreme changes. Just hydration, movement, clean fuel, and rest. And the power of this habit is backed by science. Studies show that people over 60 who drink enough water and stay active reduce their risk of heart disease and stroke by more than 40%. Think about that. Almost cutting your risk in half with nothing more than a glass of water and a short walk. Now let me ask you, what's easier? Living with pills, hospital visits, and fear of collapse? Or making a simple promise to yourself, I will hydrate, move, and protect my brain and heart daily. This one shift can reset your health starting today. Imagine waking up energized instead of tired. Imagine walking without gasping for air. Imagine remembering names, conversations, and moments with clarity. That's the gift this daily fix can give you. But you must start now. Don't wait until fatigue turns into a stroke. Don't wait until chest pressure becomes a heart attack. The door to protect your future health is open, but it won't stay open forever. So here's what I want you to do. Share this video with someone you love who's over 60, because this simple fix could save their life. Drop a heart in the comments if you promise to make this change starting today. And hit subscribe, because I'll be sharing more life-saving tips that can keep you strong, sharp, and independent for years to come. Remember, your heart is the engine. Your brain is the control tower. Protect them daily and they will protect you. The choice is yours. Start today.